go through that whole thing by myself, and
Right.
you know, that is kind of something that I look back on so fondly, and I had the best time. And you know, it's hard really for me to feel like I was wronged kind of in any way, because one week I was at school and sitting in exams and stuff, and the next I was like doing that stuff. So it was kind of like, you know, being put in the band and stuff, it wasn't like I had an image of myself as a solo artist. I kind of entered a singing show because my mum put me up for it.
Is that how it happened? Your
yeah.
mom put you into?
Yeah.
Did you ever have nightmares and say, "Oh, what if my mother hadn't put me up?" Because you wouldn't have done that yourself, right?
No, I don't think I would have, because I didn't really think of myself as like a singer. I sang in a band with some school friends, but I didn't think of, you know, your mum tells you you're good at singing. You don't know if you're actually good at singing.
Are you talking about your band White Eskimo?
White Eskimo, yeah.
Yeah, Gone in a Week. Here's one of your early performances.
I'll be gone in a week or two. I'm going away someplace new.
You got to start somewhere, right? I mean, you got to.
This was at the local festival. I think there was maybe 30 people there.
Yeah, man,
the lyric on that, that was our first original song. It was, "I'll be gone in a week or two, going away to someplace new. I don't need no jackets or shoes. All I need is you. The only luggage I need is you." That was it.
Not a bad lyric.
It's a classic.
Actually.
It's a classic.
Do you think that's a bad lyric? I mean, I wish I could write that.
No,
I'll tell you that.
I mean,
where is
I've
the
got
point,
goosebumps.
Harry? What is the point in your life where you're in one direction, things are going great?
Mm-hmm.
When do you realize, oh fuck, I don't need these guys anymore. I want to go out on my own. How long do you have those feelings before you can act on them?
I mean, I definitely don't think it was that. I think, like, for me, it was much more about, I was starting to kind of, when we started, as the albums went on, we started writing more and more of the music, and I think I kind of just decided to go out and meet and try and write with as many different people as I could, and I just wanted to learn. I just wanted to kind of sponge it all up and learn and be with different people and learn how different people did stuff. And so I would kind of go and write with just loads of, you know, as many different kinds of people from different bands and stuff like that I could, and just see how they kind of worked. And
Who'd you go to?
I worked with actually one of the first songs I wrote away from the band was with Kid Harpoon, who is my producer now. And he was doing a lot of the Florence and the Machine stuff at the time, and he was a friend of mine. So I went and worked in his studio. We did a song together, and then we didn't see each other for about 3 years. And then I started with him when I made my first album.
Do you feel like you're cheating on your band in the sense that, oh, I just came up with a great idea for a song. Fuck these guys. I'm going to put it on my solo album someday. Did you have songs that you knew were too good and you said, you know what, I'm not giving it this fucking One Direction. Why should I do that? Why should I give that to them?
I think what happened was, I'd say the actual kind of arc of that was that, you know, I would go and write with these people for the band, and it would very much be writing songs to take them into the band. And I think as the years went on, and as I got to know people that I was working with more and more, I started to write more like personal songs. And I think sometimes when you write songs like that, you don't necessarily want to have it sung by 5 people. You know, it just felt too personal to do that. So I think, like, you know, there's that point, and then you have a bunch of songs on your laptop and you feel like, all right, well, I'm not doing my own thing, but I'm curious, what my music would sound like if I was to do that? And then I think it got to a point where I think I was probably 16, I was probably like 19, 20 years old, and I think I got to a point where I realized that I think I was probably about 20, and I realized that I hadn't really made any decisions for my self, for my adult life, and the choices I was making that weren't part of a democracy. And it was all kind of choices that dictated what I was going to do and where I was going to go in my life were made as like a vote of like part of a band and what we were going to do. And I think at one point I just felt like I had to, it felt like I wanted to grow up, and that there's a lot of like protection in feeling like, you know, I can vote, and if it doesn't go my way, and if it goes wrong, I can say I voted the other way, and it's kind of, you know, there's like protection in that. And I think at some point I felt like I want to make decisions about what's going to happen in my life for myself, and have
grew
it,
up.
yeah, and have it be that if something goes wrong, it's only my fault. And I think for a long time in a band, there's you know, an amount of accountability that you don't have to take because it's not all based on you and your decisions. So I think I just felt like, you know, I felt like I wanted to make some decisions as an adult for myself. I hadn't really done that yet, and I felt like 20 was maybe a time
The right
when I
age.
should start doing that. So it was kind of that, really. It was more about that than like, you know, that there wasn't really a part of it that was like, oh, I'm making these songs and I don't want to sing it with them. It was just kind of, I don't know, it felt like it was a time in my life when I needed to not hide behind being part of something.
And also, did some of the guys start, I'm guessing, did some of the guys maybe start to get jealous because you were always singled out as someone who, you know, the looks, the talent, the girls go crazy for? Jealousies get into it. And also, I would imagine in a group like that, maybe some of the dudes are assholes in the sense that, like, you don't even get along with. I mean, you were thrown together by a show. Like, it's got to be difficult. And I imagine jealousies pop up, and then you're sort of stifled because maybe you want to sing something and then they don't want you to. I could see it being a real pain in the neck.
Yeah, I think it's probably less jealousy. I'd say it's more like just natural politics that happen when, you know, the first 2 years of a band, it feels like it's just really fun. It doesn't feel like you're ever working. There's no part of that feels like a job. It's kind of, you're not in school and you're just thrilled. And I do think you should stay in school, but or not. I mean, whatever. But I think like,
is that what happened to you? Did you dropped out? What?
Well,
grade
no,
were you
I finished high school because we finished high school at 16 in the UK. So then I just didn't do kind of the sixth form college part.
Right.
But I think like, you know, after 2 years and you feel like, okay, well now we're a band and we have to make decisions. I think naturally it's 5 people who aren't the same person.
Right.
And some people don't necessarily have all that much in common.
Right.
Other than
And it's like an
you're in a
arranged
band
marriage.
together.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's going to have different opinions on what you think the band should be doing and how you think you should do this and how you think you should do that. So I'd say like, you know, it's not so much like I don't think it's so much jealousy. I think you just have like natural politics that happen when there's something that feels so high stakes and you have to make decisions on it and everyone has different opinions. So I'd say it's, you know, probably just that. But I think there's so much love between us. I think we kind of went through something together that
you guys still talk?
No one yeah, we do.
Yeah. Wow.
And I think, you know, it's something that no one went through that specific thing, and we did that together, and there's a huge amount of respect there for each other and a lot of love for everything that we did, and I'm incredibly proud of, you know, everything that we achieved and stuff. So it's it's all good.
So Harry's here today because he has a new album coming out on Friday. Holy cow, they sent me the album yesterday. Top secret. They told me if I played it before your appearance, I think they were going to put me in jail. I'm not kidding. I mean, they were threatening me. And I said, that's okay, I'll wait. But the new album is coming out Friday, Harry's House. This is your third album since you went solo.
Yes. Yeah.
Very exciting. And then there's a tour going on.
Yeah.
Love on Tour tickets and dates going on. You can go to harrystyles.com.uk/tour. I'm sure if you just Google his name, you'll find it.
Something will come.
And something will come up. And, it's funny. I just randomly Googled your name because I knew you were coming in. And I said, let me just Google Harry's name and see what comes up. And it said, new album coming out. And it said, clearly Harry's in love. This is a love album. A lot of these songs, the new ones now, I guess I have an exclusive here. I can play some of these. Before you're going to do 2 live. By the way, does the band know their stuff for today? I mean, these are new songs.
They do, yeah. They know it more than I do, I think, at this point.
Oh, they okay.
Yeah.
Do you know all the words by heart at this point? Because you haven't really. You do.
I do. Yeah.
I'm always amazed that you can do that. It would take me a month to even memorize my own lines. But I want to play a couple of these tracks because these are love songs, I believe. And one of the songs you're going to do live is this song. I was lecturing a 14-year-old girl who called up today, and I said, you should listen to Harry because she was talking about what assholes men are. Boys or boyfriends. And I said, well, you should listen to Harry Styles because he writes a song about this on his new album. He's basically telling women, I think, I'm talking about the song Boyfriends, which you're going to do. I think with boyfriends, you're telling women, tell me if I got this right. If a guy's being an asshole to you, why do you keep going back to him? Do I have that right?
I think there are a lot of, I guess it's a commentary from several places on boyfriends. I think it's less, I guess it's the sentiment is similar to that, but it's definitely meant with less judgment than that, I think.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, each one of these, I mean, I could ask you questions about because I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, before I get to playing some of these tracks and then you've got doing the live performance, I got to ask you something. With acting, you've done acting. You've gotten acclaim for acting. Is it true when I read that you went up for the role of Elvis Presley in this new Baz Luhrmann production that you actually auditioned to be Elvis?
I did, yeah.
And you didn't get the part. Now, I said to someone this morning, I said, they must be assholes. I mean, this guy's got a huge
At what
following.
time in the morning did you call someone an asshole?
Oh, I start out. Listen, I wake up with the word asshole on my lips. I'm an angry guy.
Early doors.
But I'm saying, like, first of all, just from a business standpoint, if you want, I'll write a movie about Elvis and I'll put you in it because we'll make a fortune. I can't imagine that you auditioned and didn't get the role of Elvis.
I think for me, like a big thing with, I mean, first of all, Elvis is kind of, was probably the first person I knew outside of my family when I was a very small child. So there was something like incredibly sacred about it that felt, like I should, I don't know, I'm not sure. But I wanted to, I was very intrigued by it and stuff. And I think the thing with it is like, I feel like if a director feels like I'm not the best person for the role, then it's better for them and it's better for me. Because if they don't think if they think the movie's going to be better with someone else, then I don't want to do it because I don't want to be the not as good version. And I spoke to Baz about it when I auditioned and stuff, and we kind of, I don't particularly look like him. It just felt like the right move, and I think we were both satisfied and happy that it was.
Were you insulted though that you had to audition, Harry?
No.
Because I mean, you're a pretty big fucking star. I mean, you should have said to him, "Listen, Baz." First of all, I would have said, "What kind of name is Baz?" That's number one. Number two, I would have said, "Listen,
what's your real name?"
Yeah. Well, yeah, Baz. Listen, Baz.
I actually did say that. Maybe that's why I didn't get the part.
Good for you, because you should have said to him, "Listen, I made a lot of coin in this business, and but what did you do? Did you have to? You did you're like, hello, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Here's Elvis."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I did.
Really?
I did I read a couple of scenes, and then there was like an old Vegas performance of his that they wanted like you to do, so I kind of did that. But it was, you know, Elvis was like the first music I grew up listening to, so